It's been more than 5 years that I've come to Australia as an international student to pursue my masters, and I've recently got my Australian permanent residency. If you haven't watched that video, I will link in the I button, also in the description box, so go ahead and check that. But I would also say I've made a ton of mistakes as an international student, and if I was an international student now, this is what I would do. And the primary reason for me to have this video is, if you are an international student or a future international student, skip all those mistakes that I have made. Without any further ado, let's get started. First things first, the first day when I stepped into Australia, I immediately started to think of my part-time jobs and how I'm going to make my ends meet. Though I did have money, I did get some money from my home, but I still wanted to get a good job. At least that's going to help me in, getting through my expenses. So the mistake that I've made here was I did apply to the jobs that, every job basically that came across me, such as flyer delivery, and then I applied for waitress jobs, and then even staff and all of this. The reason why I say for me these jobs weren't a good fit is because they did not help me to up level my skills. If in the initial days itself I've got into a good admin job so that I understood the 9 to 5 culture really well, it would have been really good. I would have got into my full-time job way more earlier. I think the first job was a flyer delivery, and I've walked, there's an app that you need to install on your phone, and then you got to walk 10 kilometers or 12 kilometers. I've done those jobs. That's for quick money, but even then I made a mistake of not thinking of my skills. I only thought about the money. So I think I would rectify that mistake if I was an international student now. So for you guys, if you are looking for a part-time job, let's say for example, if you are a hospitality student, work as a kitchen hand, work as a dishwasher, yes, that will help you in up-leveling your skills. But if you are into IT, why don't you try for admin job in an IT company, something like that, so that you understand people management, you understand customer service and all of that, right? This is what is going to help you to land your full-time job way more quicker. The second mistake that I've made is I should have had better networking at uni. Though I was busy with attending uni and then part-time jobs and then making videos, I am really bad at talking to people, and I did not network as much as I should have back in my uni. So let's say for example, the reason why I say better networking is important is references for jobs, obviously better social circle, and because you're away from your family, it is important to have the right amount of people or the right kind of people around you. And I'm pretty sure I know people who are good at networking and they are at well-paid jobs. They were at well-paid jobs pretty much earlier than me, and I know why, because it's just that they have developed that rapport with the person. They help you with referencing through jobs, and that's how you jump into different jobs, right? So I would say better networking at uni and better networking at your workplace with colleagues and all of that will work for you in your favor. Another mistake I've done is I did not focus much on internships and volunteering when I was a student, or when I was also on my temporary residence visa, which is subclass 485, because I was much more focused on making money when I was in my subclass 485 and then securing my PR and all of that. But what I forgot here is if I get into internships, maybe they would have hired me, right? If I did some volunteer work, maybe I could have used that experience, because generally you do volunteering for bigger organizations, and that would have helped me in up-leveling my skills and getting a job really way earlier and understand different fields of work. But I did focus, I would say my priorities were different, because I do, create a lot of videos. I wanted some time for myself so that I can do this. But I think I should have done maybe a couple more internships and also some volunteering programs that would have helped me much more better. Let me ask you a quick question. how much of your LinkedIn profile is job ready. I made a mistake of completely ignoring LinkedIn whatsoever until I went on a job hunt. Even when I was a student, I never bothered about LinkedIn. I was only bothered about YouTube and Instagram because this was partly my job. So I wish I had my LinkedIn profile updated. I wish I did some certifications on LinkedIn. I wish I did some courses and attached those badges on LinkedIn so that, my network on LinkedIn would have been great by now. Right? So I would still suggest you, if you are a student, still get your LinkedIn ready. Make sure you are networking with the right people. Make sure you have your resumes on LinkedIn, the updated resume on LinkedIn, and that way it's going to help you 100x better, trust me. Another aspect is not getting my cover letters done properly when I was applying jobs when I was on my subclass 485. So what I would do is I would get my resume, and mostly I would ignore uploading cover letters whenever I applied for jobs. But even though if I've done, I would have uploaded a generic cover letter. And I did get both of my full-time jobs I got when I actually tailored the cover letter and resume according to the job. And that's when I understood it's really important that, employers do have that attention to detail. Like if you have tailored your resume and cover letter according to the job, or what are the kind of mistakes you're making on your cover letters and resumes. Now, some of the employers also ask you to address key selection criteria. So it is important for you to address that as well. And for most of the jobs that, when I was in India, I was still applying for jobs because I wanted to switch careers and stuff. And I had to address about 6 to 7 key selection criteria for every job that I applied. And I made sure I tailored my cover letters and resumes accordingly, and I did attend about 2 to 3 interviews. So that works. So better not be lazy and tailor your resume and cover letter in order to bag that job. Another most important aspect of making mistakes, I would say, is I did not focus on certifications. Now, certifications are really important. It is just not now that because I'm an IT student, it is not just important for me to get IT certifications, project management, customer service, Microsoft Excel, because that's very important, Microsoft Office Suite. All of these tiny certifications really hold a lot of weightage to your resume. I haven't done a lot of them. I did, but I never bothered to even attach that to LinkedIn. So technically, these are some of the mistakes that I have made as an international student. So if you are an existing international student, or if you are a future international student, make sure you take note of all of these and skip all these mistakes to, ramp up your career and education here in Australia. I hope you like this video. Make sure you hit like, comment and subscribe, and wait for my next week's video. Bye.